Alright, so today's video, we're watching a gold 3 DPS on Xbox playing Sojourn on Havana. They say hi. I started playing Overwatch around Season 11 as a low silver player and slowly made my way to gold this season. I found your YouTube channel a few months ago and watching your Spectating series feels like it unlocked a new gear in me that's allowed me to climb this season. I don't have very good aim, but I feel like my positioning that I learned from you and playmaking are what's allowed me to climb. But now I fear I've slowly turned into one of those gamers we make fun of who think they're in ELO hell. To prove to myself that I have improved more than what my rank says, I created an alt which placed me in Plat 2. By no means do I think I'm a high Plat Diamond player yet, but I think this shows that I could at least be consistently in high gold / low Plat. The game I shared will show you all of my strengths and more importantly my flaws as well. My stats for this game look great, but after watching the replay, it felt like my teammates were the main reason why I did so well. That's rare. I would really like your help to improve so I can become the reason my teammates pop off. This feels like a great time to learn as I get ready for big changes coming to comp next season. My cat and I love watching your streams every morning, and I would appreciate it if you could check out my gameplay. Thank you. All right, we'll give it a look. My understanding here is that you feel like you should be in a bit of a higher rank than you are, and you're trying your best to figure out how to make things, you know, I get it. You know, one thing I will say with alt accounts is at the beginning of an alt account too, is it also kind of gives you a really quick, there's worlds where like alt accounts can vary very aggressively based off of like just how like your first set of matches go. So we'll see how it is, and we'll go from there. All right, let's see. Sojourn's an excellent pick on this map, by the way. Also, DB, thanks for the gift this up. Thank you. Shit. Here we go. That's just a Reaper over here. Okay. You know, it's always interesting to see some of the comps that are being played, like a Reaper on Havana playing close left. It puts the Reaper in a very unique spot, which forces the supports in there, which then puts the supports out of position. It's very interesting. But so far, it's been fine. You were just trying to help with, like, the flanks. Now you're taking high ground control. Perfect location. No problems with this at all. I mean, you found a Mercy for free here, basically. You don't get the kill, but, like, the idea is there, yes. Positioning's wonderful. No issues here. Free kill on Mercy because they had to go for the res. I mean, this is, once again, goes what I talk about, chat. And they mentioned it. Keep in mind, it was mentioned during all of this, too. Like, this is what good positioning does for you, right? If this Sojourn spent the whole time on the low ground down here, right, doing absolutely nothing on this low ground, right, this is where it becomes, like, tough. But instead, the Sojourn goes up here, makes a play. Just very well done. Very well done. And they did mention during the paragraph that, like, you know, they feel like their positioning is, like, one of their strong suits, and that kind of helped them climb. And if that's the positioning consistently, then yeah, that'll be great. It should be a free first point. No one's able to touch there. Good job. Good start. Good start to the game. Good start everywhere. I don't really have too many issues with this. Yeah, that was fine. You know, like to give you an idea, like, you know, let me give you an example of something that you can improve on in that situation. And this is I don't normally talk about like aim too much because I don't know if it's really an aim thing more than anything else. But like, remember when you didn't kill that Mercy? And that Mercy ended up giving you the free kill later on because of the res. What I'll say to that is, like, those are the moments that can really make or break games sometimes. So, like, getting that kill on Mercy, even before the Reinhardt got res, may actually lead to better, like, those are the kills you need to get more consistently. Thanks for the help. So, I'm saying their aim has been fine. So, the aim has been fine. And that's why I was saying, like, it really wasn't, like, more of an aim thing. I was more referencing, remember when that Mercy flew up right in front of them and they didn't kill the Mercy right there? That generally is a kill you should get a lot of the time. So it's more like saying, like, that's a moment where, like, you know, those can be the make or break differences, and sometimes it just takes some practice to get to that point of getting that consistency on the kill. It's not necessarily an aim thing. It's more just, like, in those situations, you ultra focus and get the kill, and then you can turn team fights. Like, right again, the Mercy flies up there, and there was a world where, you know, if there's Sojourn as an ult, you get that kill, right? And don't be afraid to ult this, too. Like, that was a situation where don't be afraid of, like, making a play off the top of that right there, because I feel like what you did there is you got to a good flank spot, right? But then you did nothing with the flank spot. So that is where the playmaker needs to come out from you, where you just send it there. You go for the kill from that angle. Nice job there on the kill. Good play. But yeah, your positioning, you weren't wrong when you said your positioning is leading to good results for you. Right now, it's just about finding those opportunities and how to use that positioning, but
just what I was looking for.
Your positioning is getting you kills. Like, you're always away from where they're at. You're always, like, further away. So, yep. Here we go.
Area denial. It really was the honor of a lifetime. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Damn. That one was, honestly, I even then, I don't even look at that and, like, think that's necessarily bad by you. Like, their team just kind of pushed into your spawn after you won the team fight, and I think you got caught off guard. Like, yes, you could have went out a different angle, but anytime you get rolled after you capture a point, I always look at that as something that won't normally happen in your team fights. Like, it's very rare you'll have people just running into you in a straight line, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I give a little bit of benefit on that one, but once again, so far it's been pretty solid. You know, and once again, we're always watching the rank that we're watching at, right? Like, some people be like, yeah, but, like, they gotta do this, they gotta do that, do this. It's like, listen, right now, this player wants to get into high plat more consistently, right? I'm not gonna sit here and overanalyze and go here, do this, etc., because you're not gonna get the same support that you would get, let's say, in, like, from a top 500 game. So sometimes I'll mention, like, this is fine, because I'm watching a gold game, right? So it's like, progression will happen, and as the player starts to climb, I'll try to incorporate more things, especially if they come back from, like, a where are they now situation to help with the next step of improvement. But you got to give it, you know, one step at a time, right? Right now, I'm happy with the positioning. I've seen a couple opportunities that were missed for playmaking opportunities. Right now, that Mercy right there is okay. Like right there, that Mercy was out of position, flew over here, kind of got stuck. I would have been okay if you went for a slide play. I'm not saying it would have been perfect. You can also do a slide play a little bit safe that kind of lands you here. Like, you just go kind of up a little bit. You know, force the Mercy out a little bit. Go for those kills. That Mercy was half HP too. Things like that, those little things, are where, like, you can make or break in team fights. And obviously there's a chance they kill you there because you're a little bit too aggro, but I want you to think about where their team's positioned, because my vision was there's a Sojourn here, a Mercy with half HP, and the rest of the team's kind of over here. So if you get a little bit aggro, you can always slide back too if you decide not to use your slide to begin with, right? So there's just opportunity for plays, and I think that's really where you're going to have to climb more and more. And one thing that may have happened to you, and I guess you mentioned you made an alt account, and the alt account got you to a higher rank. One thing that I find with players with alt accounts is that when you play in an alt, you play a little bit more loose, and you go, what do you mean? What that means is that you're not worried about, like, when you're on your main, when you're on what you consider your main account, you might play a little bit safer because you're worried about losing SR. But when you're on an alt account, you're like, well, it's my alt. If I don't win as many as I do on my main, well, whatever, right? It's my alt account. But maybe, you know, and I obviously haven't seen your placement games, which do, like I said, the placement games can put you up a little bit more than where your rank is at. But maybe there's a world where, because you were on your alt account, you actually just played a little bit more loose, and you went for more of those plays, and that's why your alt account ended up a little bit higher than your main account. Once again, I haven't seen the gameplay. You could have just had a lucky streak of placements, etc. But think about that, right? Think about that situation right now that we're talking about, where maybe that's what it is. Maybe you just need to kind of loosen up your gameplay a little bit more and go for more of these aggressive plays. Positioning's great. Now use that positioning to effect, right?
Not so fast. This ends now.
Because, like I said, so far it's fine. Like, it's but then, like, that right there is like, if you're not willing to go make an aggressive play, you shouldn't be, like, running in a straight line, right? Like, you know what? Maybe what you do here is you slide into the room. Like, here's a vision of a play I see, right? So let's. I'm actually gonna go back on this for a second. I want you to kind of see what it looks like from the Sojourn's point of view, because I think sometimes I don't do this enough. So let's go back to the Sojourn, right? Look at their Sojourn. Their Sojourn pops ultimate. Okay. So this is right now. You're on the Sojourn screen, but you're least of an issue, right? So what do? Watch you. I want you to watch yourself during this ultimate, right? Do you see that? If you were on Sojourn, that would be a free kill, right? So how do you make this a similar play, but bring more value to it, right? You just hide behind a wall? Well, no. I like the idea of taking an angle here. I think that's a cool idea. So instead, what you should do is, from this point here, slide into the room. You go, well, yeah, but the Sojourn can still go for you. Yes, but that means the Sojourn is now forced to go this way. You see what I'm saying? Right? The Sojourn is now forced to go this way. See? So, like, if they don't look at you, now you have cover, and you can have the availability to use a really advantageous spot, right? Or the Sojourn runs for you, and yeah, maybe they kill you here, right? but they're forced away from your teammates, which then creates a 4v4 and opens up space for your team. Do you kind of see what I'm saying now on how that kind of how that works? To where like a simple play like that, which is still a playmaking play, also can help your team. And I'm trying to showcase this more in my spectatings. You'll probably notice it more. I'm going to kind of walk down some plays and show you why they work and why they don't work. This is a good time to ask what your thoughts on that is, because I love adding more of that. But you have to remember, my spectatings are also designed to be both entertaining and helpful. So I want to make sure we find that good value in between of it. Okay, so make sure you let me know on that one. Good res by your Mercy.
Thanks. I'll return the favor.
Good kill. But once again, I mean, you were right. Your Mercy made that play more than you did at that point. But when you needed to get the kill, you got the kill, right? So that's what matters. You are a bit hesitant on your Sojourn ultimate, so I want to get you out of the mindset of just holding this forever. You need to put pressure on their team. Rabuka, thanks for the 100 bits. Thank you. Appreciate it. And also, thank you, Sweet, for the tier 1 and Toast Bagel for 14 months. Appreciate that. So, that's what you need to start doing, though. Let's start hitting that alt button a little bit more frequently, okay? And it's only to put pressure. The sound of that voice line can do a lot more than you think. I mean, for example, you pop your Sojourn ultimate, there's a good chance you get Valk out. There's a good chance that if Sigma gets ultimate, you do that too. So, but yeah, let's be a bit more proactive here.
Not so fast. I'll make it worth your while.
All right. Taking the angle here, I'm fine with this. You can. Okay. And this is the part where I think you've picked up on what good positioning is, but you haven't picked up on like the next step of that. And an example's here. You can slide right through that Sigma and kill that Sojourn for free and have no worries about their Sigma. And if their Sigma chases you, you're in a good spot, right? So why let their Sojourn get down here with no HP and nobody healing, right? And then the Sigma's right here. Slide down and get that kill. Look at this. You get the kill, you literally have a health pack here, and you can just rotate back to safety, right? So, you know, you were in such a good spot to begin with, and you had a free kill, and you just don't go for it. Now, you still might get the kill, but I can tell that you play it too safe sometimes. But once again, the good positioning is a great start, right? Now, their Sojourn just try to do that against you. Now, but look what happens. Their Sojourn did exactly what I wanted to see you do for the majority of the game. And while you get the kill because your Junkrat had a good Junkrat trap, look at what it did elsewhere. You had to react to that. Do you see like the effectiveness of when you go for plays? Like you reacted to that. And then your teammates, you lost too. See? All because the Sojourn decided to slide in there and try to go for a play, right? Instead of it being like, your teammates ended up, looks like it's down to a 2v2, but eventually, you're going to get grinded down and maybe lose that. And it looks like you do. Actually, it's kind of even. But I'd rather see you go for plays like that than just sit there. Start with the good positioning. Great. But when you see an opportunity to get a kill, you go for it. So. I mean, you could have slid out of that, but wait for it. No guarantee you would have been able to make it out of it, but it's worth the effort. Okay, this is good. Yes, yes. Now you pop an ultimate from the flank. Even if you lose this team fight, I love this play. That was just a good yup rock. That right there was way better, right? Because it creates space. It causes the other team not to be able to sit there and play the game they want to be able to play, right? The idea is this, right?
Neither will I.
If your play can disrupt the gameplay flow of the other team by just making the other team have to react to you, you're going to have much better games. Now, sometimes you're going to have scuffed team fights. That's fine. It happens, right? But a lot of players like to play a default playstyle, and when you change up that playstyle, the other team overreacts. That was a situation where, yes, you lost that team fight, but I still think you made a good play. Like, I still think you made a good play. I put that more on the lines of like their Sigma just made a good play after that. Their Sigma misses a rock on you there, doesn't like survive that, you win the team fight. So now like here, like I want you to think about this, and I want to see what you do before I actually watch it. So you're in this situation, you have two options. You can play it really safe, but what I would want you to do is actually go up here. I think right now the best thing you can do is go top right. If you want to be a little bit safe, go top left, right? Go top left. If not, you can go top right. But I would love to see you go up here and make that type of play. Take away this part of the map. Make it so that your teammates at no point have to look up here unless you call for it, okay? That's what I want to see. If you stand on the cart, like that's probably the least of like the safest plays here. Or sorry, it's very safe, but we'll see. Let me see what you do.
More swimmers in the dodge this.
Eh. I mean, I'm okay with this one. It was kind of the top right. Okay, you went top left. There you go. Perfect. Wasn't the way that I explained it, but it was still the right idea, and I'm okay with that, right? Like, just because that's the way I wanted to see it go, doesn't mean the play wasn't bad. You did exactly what you needed to do in that situation. You got aggressive, right? Are you talking about Sully? Yeah, he just got here. Good boy, buddy. The bucket boy has arrived. The bucket boy has arrived. Took him a couple hours today, but he's arrived. The bucket boy, yeah. Yeah, that was good though. Good aggression in. Good job setting yourself up top left. Like I said, I kind of showed you the clean way to do it, like where like you can go up there, it's a pretty safe play. But like, I'm not going to try to make you play perfectly in certain situations. If you do a play that makes sense in there, I'm okay with that too, and that's exactly what that was. It was excellent. So, good job there. We need more of that though. We need more of that type of play for you to be able to get some stuff going. So we'll see what happens.
4, 3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Cannot escape missiles.
Stop the pain.
All right, here we go.
Clear out.
Okay with your left side. Now remember, you did hear somebody below you. I don't know where they're at though. I'm gonna watch from your point of view. But just be wary of getting flanked on.
Area denial.
Nope, you're fine.
Neutralized.
So far, good positioning. Got a little bit lost there. Just map awareness is key. Didn't react to the Reaper initially, and you knew they were there, so just gotta watch out for that. But I love that you're playing an off angle. This is very important. Forces their team to have to look at you. Gives you free kills. So far, so good. Console, yes. Rank is this? Gold 3. Basically, they're in Gold 3, but they're not sure if they're like in Elo hell because they made an alt account and they're in Plat 2. But what I'm guessing is that they probably just play a little bit more like, a little bit less safe on their alt account. So they probably make good plays more consistently because of that, is my guess. Or they just had a really good win streak. There you go, you're just chilling.
Disrupting.
I mean, this has been great. And chat's going, I want to point out why I say this has been great, because people are like, you know, people will be like, oh, what do you mean doing great? Like, they're doing nothing here. But that's fine. Sometimes less is more. You're sitting on top of a window where they have to look at you the whole time. Like, it's not always about lighting up the kill feed. It's about making the other team have to worry about you. And so far, that's what's happening, right? Your teammates might lose this team fight overall, right? Just because, like, they're getting kills. But, like, you're not necessarily playing this incorrectly. Now, at a certain point, you need to make sure, like, the next step to this is basically recognizing that if you lose another teammate, you don't want to get stuck up here. So don't sit here for, like, 5 minutes the whole time and just delay yourself, right? So eventually you're going to have to, like, die on, like, the cart, or, like, at least try to disengage out this way safely, which I wouldn't go for that, because I think you would eventually get killed and it would delay you more. So, you know, that's the next step I would love to see from you in this situation, but we'll see how you play it. I'm fine with that. Hey, chat's gonna go, what do you mean you're fine with that? They already lost that fight. They lost the Orisa, the team was backing up. You couldn't get out of there. You reset yourself quickly. Nothing wrong with that at all. I know you were trying to escape that, but, like, this technically is gonna go in your favor for a better retake. So.
Meet your fate.
Alright. Now wait. Just wait. I don't know what your Orisa was doing there either. Just wait, though. Did your Orisa just try to, like, solo out, like, their whole team 1v5? That was great. Just reset. This is also a good thing for everybody playing Overwatch, and I don't see it enough, and I'm glad I saw it in this game. Okay, are you ready, chat? You ready for this? It is okay to allow the other team to get the point if it means that you can maintain map control. Okay, do you get what I'm saying? It is okay to do that. It is okay to maintain that map control. You don't need to always run to the point one by one at the end of a team fight to try to take it back, okay? So just be careful on that one. And I'm glad your team did a good job here, but a lot of players will do that, right? Where, like, they'll run to the point one by one rather than just be like, okay, we're not going to get this, let's just reset. You did a good job. That's how you need to do that sometimes. Because then you lose a good retake opportunity. This console, yes. Yeah. Fine with this for now. You're doing a good job. You were right, by the way. When you said you took my advice on positioning, you do. This is good positioning. So I'm happy to see that positioning is starting to pick up a little bit more in these VODs. It's nice. It's like, it's good. It's cool. It's an underrated part of your gameplay, and like you could argue one of the most important parts of your gameplay. Obviously, aim and mechanics will always like be a good part of that, right? But positioning is so important. It is so important that people underestimate the value it brings. If you have good positioning, you're probably going to climb a little bit quicker. This is a gold game on Xbox. This is great. I mean, like, I want to point out again, your team took the time to take map control. Look what's happened. The team took time to get map control. And rather than just get the point, and now you've gotten about a minute and a half off the clock. Your teammates are rolling, and if you lose this team fight, you have a much better retake. All of this has been great. Even right now, your positioning's fine. Your teammates are playing aggressive. You're playing an off angle. They're forced to look at you. This is what good positioning looks like, right? You're not just sitting on top of your tank and being mad that they're getting you, so. Yep. The cat is? Oh, yeah, he loves this. This is a little bucket. Usually he's here, though, at the beginning, but he must have been, like, downstairs for a little bit.
Area denial.
Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay. Once again, just to point out here, dying on the cart, dying on the point, etc., perfectly fine. This is exactly what you need to do in this situation when you're going to lose the team fight. Also, I don't know what your Orissa's obsession is with the last second Orisa ultimates. Like, just to point out for anybody playing tank, I want you to think about the value of what this ultimate brings you when your team's dead. You could kill all of them right now, and it still wouldn't be that good of an ultimate. And I'm going to explain why. Because no matter what, if this Orisa kills everybody in this ult, and it's just the Juno and the Orisa alive, they're going to spawn here. Your team is spawning all the way back here. You see how much further away this is? It will just end up being a wasted ultimate. The only positive note you could get out of this is if you get ultimates out of the other team, but look at the other team's ultimates. So just want to point that out for tank players. Be careful of these last second ultimates because that can really heck your ult economy. So just die in cart there and now you have it on a retake. Time for an ult.
Not so fast.
Player in corners, fine with that. Now, yep, you know it. You're going to want to go right side here, right? The reason why you want to go right side is to clear space and not be, like, front and center. I don't mind you going for the kills right away. Just make sure you get out of here at a certain point. Or this is fine, too. If you're willing to be aggressive forward, I'm okay with that, too. I just don't want you to get stuck in that, like, that spot of the map where everybody just sits there and stares at each other. Great play. Those are the moments you need to do more of. Understanding when somebody's isolated and going for the kill. On attack, I felt like you didn't do that as well as you could have. And I would like to see that improved upon, okay? All right, not bad. Wait for it. All right. I mean, it wasn't amazing by any means, but you once again made the correct rotation out. So this is where I would try to kill that Sojourn. Don't use your ult here. Don't use your ult. Don't stagger either. The worst thing you can do here is get staggered out. So I want to see you go left side door right now. Or, hey, I will always...
Just a bit longer.
If your play is to get a kill here, I'm okay with that too. I just want to see... You know what? Hey, you didn't stagger and you got your kills. I love... See, even here where I'm like, okay, this is going to be the good play to do. This goes back to show you that Once again, even if it's a safe play, the playmaker play can always like be a little bit better than that, and you've made a playmaking play here. Like you've made a playmaker play. I love to see it. Yep, now you can just ult. If you can ult now. Just win the game. I think you already won the game though. Excellent play. Great job. That was excellent. And truthfully, this goes back to what we said, is all stemmed from great positioning.
This ends.
Like this whole sequence here really stemmed from great positioning.
Thanks.
And that's basically how I see that one. You played that, your positioning was solid, you went to good spots on the map. Like I always saw that. The only thing I really would like to see out of you, and this is just for you as you continue to become a better player, is you need to start going for more plays like this. More playmaking plays, recognizing that like with good positioning, you also need to take advantage of that positioning. Like good position is going to keep you in a safe spot to probably not farm like 15 deaths, but it's also like you need to do something with it. And at times you're a little bit hesitant, and I want to see more of this aggressive play, because every time I see you make an aggressive play, it's good because you're in a good position to do it. So a little bit more of that. I'll be happy to see that. And yeah, hopefully it leads to, you know, better results for you on that one, and you'll keep climbing. I think you have it. I think you have the capability of doing it. And after seeing your positioning, you're not wrong about that. So let's continue to see more of those aggressive plays. Outside of that, I mean, I like the way you played that. Obviously, a couple other things you could do, like to clean up on, make sure you're getting more value out of your railgun in the sense of like, don't shoot it when it's at like 30, things like that. But I think you'll pick up with that over time. But next step for you, use that good positioning you already have to get kills and be aggressive. You do that, and I think you're going to be in a good spot. You got this. You absolutely got this. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes if you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. That's where my Discord is. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat below the webcam. We also stream on YouTube, so stop by if you haven't. We have a lot of fun here. With that being said, I hope you all have an amazing day/night.